Hi everybody, this is Michelle from Virtual Hand Care, and in this video I'm going to show you 6 of the best hand and finger exercises for your boxer's fracture recovery. All you're going to need is a pencil, so let's go. Always check with your doctor before you start these exercises or any kind of exercises to your hand. Exercise number 1 is more of a warming up exercise. This is a very important step because you can't go right into trying to make a fist. You've got to loosen up those small joints, those small ligaments, those muscles in the hand. So what you want to do for this first exercise is start massaging the back of the small finger metacarpal. So you're going to go in some circular motions here. You can go up and down. You can also go across the bone. And then you can even go a little bit on the front side here with the thumb. So you're looking to just kind of move this skin around. The massage is really more on this side because that's where a lot of the musculature is at. On the back of our hand, we don't have much musculature, right? It's mostly some tendon and bone and skin. You want to make sure that you're moving that skin even around on the back of the hand because we don't realize that tight skin can also limit our motion. And in fact, try this on your other hand. If you pull on the skin, it pulls your finger straight, right? And so then if you go to try to curl your finger, it feels really tight. When you have swelling and you've been immobilized for a while, the skin isn't nice and loose like it should be. We actually need some of these wrinkles on the back of our hand so that we can curl our fingers. So you want to spend a few minutes here warming up, loosening up, massaging this skin around, and also making sure that it is moving. If it's not because you have a scar, then you're going to want to work on that area and just kind of loosen that up. Now, I do have a really helpful video of how to use tape to help with a adherent scar, and I'll link that here, so do check that video out. Now we're going to go into exercise number 2. This exercise is actually for the knuckle, so we're going to work on MP flexion. What I want you to do is move the skin around a little bit while you are doing MP flexion. And you want to make sure that the wrist is back in a little bit of extension. This crease right here is your distal palmar crease. If you go up too high, you're going to block your MP flexion. So you need to go down below this distal palmar crease right here. So what you can do is place your other hand on the back of the skin and then your thumb kind of on the front here. And what you're doing is you're going into some active MP flexion. That is where just the knuckle bends forward and go ahead and go back up straight. And forward and straight. And you want to make sure that you're only bending at the MP here, not at the PIPs and DIPs too. We only want to isolate just the MP. Okay, we're going to do a couple of these right now. Down and up. And just do what you can. And if you're feeling a lot of soreness and stiffness with this, go into that first exercise that we did where we kind of massaged things around a little bit. And see if you find some relief just by moving some of this skin around on the back part of the hand, or even just by applying a little bit of massage and pressure on the front of the hand. Usually you can find a way to kind of help that achiness. Do make sure that you don't overdo it. Just progress nice and slowly. And you would want to do about a good 10 of these and making sure you're flexing as far as you can and extending the fingers as far as you can. Exercise number 3 is very similar to exercise number 2, but this time we're actually going to give it a little bit of a boost. So we're actually going to apply some pressure from our other hand and stretch that metacarpal down a little bit more. You might be more comfortable by having a block or a pillow or something to prop your elbow on. Again, making sure the wrist is back in a little bit of extension here. Hand comes on top, pushing on the ring finger and small finger knuckle. Fingers are relaxed and you push down as far as you can go. And now this, you're going to actually hold this for a few seconds. And then you're just going to relax. And your relaxing isn't going all the way up into extension. The relaxing is just relaxing the hand at its relaxed position. And again, push down in as much MP flexion as you can go within your comfort level. And relax. And the reason why we're not going up in full extension right after that is because we want to keep going and we want to keep building on each of those stretches. If you always straighten and go in the opposite position, for one thing, that's going to kind of hurt, but for another, you might lose some of those few degrees that you're gaining with each stretch. Good. You would want to do about 10 of these, and you would want to hold a good, 5 to 10 seconds each one. And relax. Good. So by now, with those 3 exercises, you should be feeling like you've got a little bit more mobility going on in the small finger and probably even in all the fingers as well. Now do make sure you stick around until the end because I'm going to do all of those exercises together in a little bit of a faster real-time routine. Ideally, I recommend doing these a couple of times a day until you get your desired range of motion. So do come back to this video a couple times a day to do these exercises. Okay, so exercise number 4, you are going to need that pencil. And we're going to actually work on getting a little bit of extension going in the finger. Usually with a boxer's fracture, or really any kind of fracture, the PIP joint is kind of the most troublesome. This little exercise is going to help with that. You can use this pencil in a couple different ways, whatever way is comfortable for you. You might want to wrap the pen or pencil with a little bit of Coban or a little bit of tape because it could be a little sore on the back of your small finger. You can hold the pen this way where your middle finger and your ring finger are on top of the pencil and then your index and small finger are underneath. You can even weave it this way too, where you've got your index finger and ring finger more on top and then the middle and small finger that way. I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way just because this is more comfortable for me. I usually recommend to hold on to the pencil because the pencil can kind of shift around a little bit with this particular exercise. So you're gonna have your pen kind of like this or your pencil like this. We're going to be working on extending against this pen. You want to relax the fingers with this one. And then you want to work on extending all the fingers together and especially working on extending that small finger up against this pen. And relax. And when you relax, you don't have to go down into full fist. You're just going into a relaxed position and then straightening back up. And again, you might have to hold this pen, kind of move that around to see where you feel like you get a really good extension. And relax. And again, extend, hold it for a couple of seconds. 1, 2, 3, and relax. 1, 2, 3, and relax. And what this exercise does is it actually prevents your knuckle down here from kind of hyperextending. Usually that's what happens when we're trying to straighten the fingers. You kind of go into a little bit of this hyperextension and that doesn't let the PIP go straight. What we do is we put a pencil there to try to counteract that hyperextension from happening. Then the next exercise, exercise number 5, we're going to still use the pencil, but we're going to go into flexion now. So now we're going to move the pencil in an opposite way. So now the index and the small finger are going to be on top of the pencil, and then the middle and ring finger are going to be underneath there like this. So we're going to curl around the pencil, and then we're going to straighten up. And again, you might want to hold that pencil and back up. And so this is really good to try to get that last little bit of PIP and DIP flexion that you need when you're trying to make that full tight fist. And so then you're just gonna do a couple of these, hold a few seconds, and up, and curl. Good, and you can do about 10 of these as well, a couple of times a day. Okay, so exercise number 6. This is the last exercise, and by now things should be feeling a little more mobile in that hand. This one might be a little difficult for you to do. It's kind of challenging. If doing this exercise with a pencil is still too hard, then find yourself a highlighter or something that is a little bit thicker. You can also wrap the pencil a little bit wider, put all the fingers around the pencil, and we're working on what's called a hook fist. That's where the knuckle is actually straight. But then what we're gonna do is we're gonna curl down into a full fist and back up into that hook. So we're making a fist and rolling up into a hook fist and back down into a fist and hook. Fist and hook. Fist and hook. Now this one, again, like I said, it can be really challenging, and as you can see, requires quite a bit of range of motion and flexibility in all the fingers. So if you find that one challenging, start with something a little bit wider, such as a highlighter, and then challenge yourself to something smaller like a pencil. Let me know in the comments below which one of these that you liked doing and which one of these felt like it really helped increase the mobility of your finger the most. Like I promised, we're gonna go through a really quick routine that you can do just for a few minutes, a couple times a day, so you can get all of these exercises in at one time. So let's go. Exercise number 1, feel around, warm up the tissue, warm up the skin. If you have a scar, kind of just moving that scar and any kind of soft tissue trauma that might have happened. We're gonna massage up and down the bone and across the bone, and even kind of in between the small finger and the ring finger. So right where those muscles are located at. And then providing a little bit of massage even on the other side too, down in through here, up and down, trying to loosen the skin, loosen the muscles up here. Just help get things moving a little bit better. Okay, so now then we want to go into 10 active MP flexion or knuckle benders. So prop up on your elbow and let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Play around with that skin if you feel like you need help with that. 4, 5, wrist back. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and relax. And again, keep that wrist back. Let's go into MP flexion, but we're gonna do a passive stretch. So we're gonna use that other hand, making sure the small finger and ring finger are stretched down. Wrist back, we're gonna hold a couple of seconds here. And relax. And hold a couple of seconds here. And that's 2. 3. 4. 5. Good job. 6. 7. 8. 9. 9, make sure you're breathing. And 10. And of course you can hold those a little bit longer and maybe just do 5 of those to start. Okay, next we're gonna go into the pencil exercise. We're gonna work on extension. So remember, taking that pen, intertwining the small finger and index finger are underneath the pen, middle and ring are on the top. And now we're gonna go into just a gentle, relaxed curl, but now we're gonna work on going straight. Ready? 1, 2, hold that pencil if you need to. 3, 4, 5, 6, good job. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Pause and relax the video if you need to. Now we're gonna jump into the flexion exercise. So now, again, with the pencil, index and small finger are on top, middle and ring are on the bottom now. So now we're going into some flexion over the pen. Ready? 1, and relax. 2, and relax. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Last one. Let's go into that hook if you can. If you can't quite do it with the pen, then grab that highlighter. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. As you can see, you can do those exercises. It does not need to take a ton of time. Of course, though, you want to adapt the exercises to you and to your finger. So if you got to slow down and work on more of the quality of movement, then by all means, do that, because that is so important to really focus on making sure you're doing the exercises correctly. Don't be so fixated on the number, be more fixated on the quality of that movement. And then you'll notice that the flexibility and range of motion will return. Okay guys, if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and please give this video a like. Also share with anybody else that you know that might benefit from these exercises, and hit that subscribe button below. Don't forget to check out these videos here that YouTube is suggesting for you. Thanks for watching.